Ah, Return of Rome. This might honestly be one of the most fun I've ever had with AoE 2, but I have to admit, it's tricky to start playing multiplayer, and AI can be quite a poor benchmark in this game. So today, I thought I would share a build order that works for me and I generally see people online use as well, just so you can jump into the game and hit the ground running. The build orders can look very differently from AoE 2, if that's what you are used to. In this video, we'll quickly cover the basics of starting out and getting to Tool Age. A few disclaimers though. Firstly, I'm not a pro at all, maybe just slightly above average, but the beginning is mainly the same on every level. Secondly, I will be covering the maps like Hill Country and Highland, as these seem to be the most popular online and the principles apply to basically every land map. Without further ado, let's discuss what we are dealing with. Every game you start with 3 villagers. The villagers are the most important units at the beginning, so you really want to make as many as possible. The key is to never let your town center go idle, so prepare to use a ton of hotkeys for that. The first thing you need to do is select your town center and queue up a bunch of vills, because every second your town center isn't working, it's a ton of lost income in the long run. As you probably noticed, the TC only provides us with 4 population, so what we are going to do immediately is build a house. You should build it with 2 villagers so that it's ready for when the first villager comes out. The third villager can do a few things. He can also build a house, as you would need one in the future anyway, but I much more prefer to instantly make a granary near your starting berry bushes. This way, you can start collecting with all of your villagers right away. Now, send your newly created villager to berry as well, so we have 4 villagers on berries. Sweet! But in order to sustain the stable will income, we would need at least 5. Counterintuitively maybe, I would recommend to use your 5th villager to scout around the TC looking for the next most important thing, deer. Unlike in AoE 2, pushing deer isn't exactly optional, and not doing that loses you 1200 food. The 6th villager will go on berries while your scout is looking for deer. After the 6th villager came out, you should put a gather point on one of the straggler trees, preferably the ones on the opposite side from where the deer are, so that they won't interrupt the pushing process. As well, you should build another house with your scouting villager, because otherwise we would get housed in a moment. From now on, remember to always build houses at the latest when you have only 2 population room left. We should have found our deer by now. We'll scare the deer with our scout by putting them behind the animal. The important thing to note is that deer do not come back to their starting location when they move, so pushing them is way easier. For now, focus on just pushing them one at a time. You want to deliver the final blow right before town center to minimize the walking time. The next 4 or so villagers should go and collect from this deer, so just set a gather point on it. You should just kill all the deer that's next to your town center, don't worry about the DK all that much. Now that you pushed a couple of deer under your TC, you will need to send another villager into the unknown, mainly for 2 reasons. First, to scout your surroundings for resources such as extra berries, gold, stone, and places you can easily wall. But the most important thing for them to find is elephants. They are basically free 300 food just ready for the taking, but you have to be careful, because they can easily take out your villagers in just a few hits. An important thing to note though, is that your villagers move way faster than huntables in this game, so luring an elephant isn't as risky, but you have to pay attention. It's very easy to accidentally walk out of line of sight of the elephant, which will result in it getting bored and no longer trying to kill you. Elephants often spawn in pairs, so with a bit of practice you could even lure 2 at once. There's actually a neat little trick if you do that as well. If you lure an elephant and garrison the luring villager, you just kind of stand here and contemplate. This allows you to basically store it for later, because living animals don't decay. While you are doing all this, remember to train an extra woodcutter or 2 and do eventually get a storage pit to bump up your wood gathering efficiency, and to have another Stone Age building in order to advance to the next age. So to recap, the first 4 villagers should go on berries. The 5th villager goes looking for deer and then pushing said deer. The 6th villager goes to berries, the 7th and 8th go to wood, so we have it for houses and storage pit. The wills 9th through 13 gather meat from deer, and the 14th should look for elephants. Now you are basically set for advancing to Tool Age at around 20 to 22 wills. Just make more villagers and assign them to food or wood, depending on your future game plan. I will add that before advancing, it's beneficial to make barracks so that you can train military during aging up, which would give you quite a leg up. Another thing is when you click up, it may be smart to switch many of your food gatherers to wood, so that you have at least 10 woodcutters. The early Tool Age requires a lot of wood investment, because you will definitely build a market, farms, more houses, and of course more military buildings. I hope this short tutorial helps some of you to jump into Roar multiplayer. If you have any tips or corrections for what I've said, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching.